I am speaking to you today because it is the spring equinox, and let's take a few deep breaths. Let's take 3 deep breaths together, friends. Inhale, long exhale. Relax all that tension in your body, let it go. Friends, do mushrooms carry tension in their bodies? I am half human, half mushroom. I come to you in peace, in love, in understanding. I do not come to you with answers. I come with questions. I feel like together we can search for answers. We can search for more questions. We can search for each other. We can search. We can seek. We can find. We can be together in this strange space. We can bring healing and love to our planet, to ourselves. We can speak in new languages that have never been spoken. We can ride high on the waves of I don't know, what waves can we ride high on? I feel like every time people see mushrooms, especially mushrooms like me, Amanita muscaria, they think of getting high. They think of psychedelics, and that's certainly part of the conversation. But there's much more to it. There's um, there's a lot to cover here, and we're gonna get into it. This is just the beginning. Some topics that we're gonna cover: inner healing and ecological healing, and how they're linked. How when you heal yourself, you heal the planet, and vice versa. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into the fact that mushroom spores can survive in outer space, that mushrooms may have gotten here from outer space, which is interesting because we are very much of the earth. I'm a Taurus, it's my astrological sign. I'm of the earth. I am Earth's recycler. I decompose things. I connect things. I communicate between the soil and the tree roots. What else are we going to get into? Love. I mean, in English, there's this word love. Maybe in other languages, there's more words for love. I mean, there's a few words for love in English. I think the Greeks maybe had different words for love, but maybe 4 or 5 words. Words, anyway, when you've experienced real love, deep love, the word feels so trite, so cliche, so inadequate. Love is possibly the underlying energy of all life. Maybe consciousness and love are related. Uh, love is something we can point to, but there are no words for it. It's beyond words. I'm talking real love. I'm talking like, have you ever seen a baby being born? Have you ever just been in love with how beautiful life is, even when it's painful? Sometimes when it's most painful, it can be most beautiful. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into crying. We're going to get into laughing. We're going to get into meditation. We're going to get into the water cycle. We're going to get into mycology, the study of fungi. We're going to get into maybe some interviews eventually. We're going to get into maybe some field trips out in the field, visit some places, meet some people, talk to some people. We're going to go wherever this takes us. I don't know where it's going to take us. I don't even know what I'm going to say next. I know I want to talk about love. I know I want to talk about healing. I know how important it is for human beings to fall in love with what you might call nature, or what we could call non-human nature, because humans are nature too. Mushrooms are nature. Humans are nature. Do you ever think about that? Do you ever sit there and kind of meditate on that, or take a walk and just sit there with that you are an animal, you are part of nature. You are not disconnected from nature just because you live in a house or an apartment. You are not disconnected with nature because you buy your food at a store. You are not disconnected with nature because it seems like a lot of the forces that govern our lives right now are pulling us farther away from nature. Um, a lot of the forces that govern our lives are distancing ourselves from nature. We're distancing ourselves. We have a lot of work to do. It's a great time to be alive in that sense, because there's so much work for us to do, and it's good work. It's it's work healing ourselves, healing each other, healing the land. I mean, what could be better? I mean, that's my vision. That's my utopia, is that everybody somehow gets on the same page and realizes we have a bunch of projects to do. We have a lot of pain inside of us, all of us. There's been a lot of hurt. There's been a lot of destruction, a lot of violence. There's just a lot of pain in all of us. And it all starts with that. It all starts with recognizing that. It starts with healing that. Once we heal that, it opens us up to see the pain in others, to see the pain in this planet right now. I mean, in a way, the planet will be fine. It will be fine without us, but I think we're here for a reason, and that's to work with the planet, with these systems, with ecology. What could be more beautiful than water? What could be more beautiful than a freshwater spring, drinking from a freshwater spring? What could be what could be more beautiful than climbing a mountain, standing on the top of a mountain? What could be more beautiful than going into a cave? What could be more beautiful? What could be more entertaining than watching a fire? What could be more intoxicating than jumping in the ocean, swimming in the ocean, seeing a dolphin? I mean, looking at a spider for an hour. Uh, Animals. We're going to get into animals. We're going to get into plants. We're going to get into ecology, the relationship of all these things to each other, fungi and bacteria and animals and plants and water, how it all connects. We're going to get into spirituality. We're going to get into um, some visions of. We're going to share what's your version of utopia. Um, I'll talk about what my version of utopia. I already did. I told you what my utopia is. It's where everyone kind of quits their jobs and realizes that our only job is to take care of ourselves, take care of each other, take care of this planet. That's our job. That would be everyone's job all of a sudden, and all of a sudden it would be. I don't know what even that would be like, but I think it would be cool. So we're going to work towards that together, and I want to hear what your vision of utopia is. Let me know. I'm actually very curious. I want to know what every single person's vision of utopia looks like. I mean, one guy, I remember I was working construction. I know it's weird for a mushroom, half human to work construction, but we all got to pay the bills, right? And this guy, we were talking about what heaven was like. So kind of like what our vision of utopia was like. But his heaven was like, it was like unlimited beer on the back of a fishing boat with a machine gun, and he was like, could shoot fish with the machine gun. I mean, to me, that is a very bizarre image of heaven, a very strange utopia. Um, but that was what that guy said. I don't know if that's truly his utopia. I mean, it was weird, but not weird to him. I guess it was heaven. It would be heaven to him. Um, I think there was like bikini babes involved as well. It Yeah, it was a weird thing, but I really do want to know what your utopias are, what your heavens are, and what your well, I mean, do we need to get into hells? Maybe not. I think there's a lot of hells and heavens right now. I mean, I mean, that's one thing. Let's try not to be so binary, so black and white about these things, right? Like let's try to have a little nuance here. Let's try to have open mind, expansive understanding of what heaven and hell is. That maybe that they're just I don't know if anyone here is into like Buddhism. I've been reading some books about Tibetan Buddhism recently by Pema Chodron. I don't know if you ever read her books, but I'm really digging them. And I read one called "When Things Fall Apart." I was going through a hard time, helped me a lot. And and then I'm reading another book of hers called, I believe it's called "How You Live Is How You Die," and it's kind of about the Tibetan Book of the Dead and how you prepare for death, and it's super interesting. I totally got off track. Um, I forget what we were talking about. Is it annoying that I act as though I'm having a conversation with you when it's kind of one sided? I mean, I guess there's like a comment section. Um, oh, I mean, we were talking about utopias, our visions of utopia. And I want to hear your utopias. But I guess reading this book about the Tibetan Book of the Dead, there's a lot of talk of this idea of samsara, that we're stuck in this sort of endless reincarnation and endless grasping to things we want to hold on to, and trying to push away things that we don't like. But part of enlightenment is sort of acceptance of those things, not clinging or pushing, but being with whatever's there. Um, anyway, this is, a lot of tangents, a lot of big thoughts here. Basically, I think that's like the main thing. My vision of utopia, my sort of earthly heaven would be we all quit our jobs tomorrow. I mean, obviously, we all have to tie up some loose ends. We don't want to just like walk away from situations. I mean, look, let's be real. Would probably be there would be some transition involved, but yeah. So my sort of utopia, my heaven would be that we all, how it makes sense, sort of step away from the work that we're doing, unless the work that we're doing is about healing each other, healing ourselves, healing the earth. But we step away from the work we're doing if it is not healing ourselves, healing each other, healing the earth. And that becomes all of our job is to take care of the plants, the animals, the water, the soil, um, maybe space. I've heard there's a lot of kind of space junk, like what do you call them? Satellites, like junking up the upper atmosphere. What I don't know. I don't know a lot about space. What do you call that? Space. It's above the Earth. Bunch of satellites junking it up. Maybe that's part of it, cleaning up. Sorry, it got off track. But yeah, and so then everybody's job just becomes, whatever version of that you're called to. Maybe for you, it's planting things in the soil. Maybe it's cleaning up water. Maybe it's taking care of people that are dying. Maybe it's helping people give birth. Maybe it's taking care of people that are feeling depressed or having a hard time or feeling suicidal or whatever. Like there's so much work to do. Maybe it's planting seeds. Maybe it's making art. I consider myself somewhat of an artist, and yeah, in my utopia, there's definitely artists. Not sure what art's function is in this sort of. I mean, I know it's completely important in this vision of utopia where we're like healing ourselves. Well, I mean, art's healed me a lot, so maybe right there heals yourself. Um, I know art that I've seen that other people have made has helped heal me. So right there, we got two of the three in terms of art. And third, ecological healing. I think beauty and health uh, of ecosystems sort of goes hand in hand to some extent. Um, so maybe, yeah, cultivating creativity, beauty, the ability to create beauty. Um, Also, art's great at like coming up with unorthodox solutions to problems. So it could help with some tricky problems we're facing ecologically or so yeah, and everyone just does that kind of stuff. I mean, we still need most of the we still need healers. We'll still need different kinds of doctors and healers. We'll still need, you know, nurses, midwives, doulas, death doulas. We'll need all kinds of farmers. We'll need people that like do conflict resolution. Um, we'll need people that are good at organizing things. I mean, everyone's invited. Everyone has skills. I mean, maybe it's more of just like probably a lot of people are doing things they don't really like doing anyway, and this will be a way through this sort of united project of earth healing, self healing, each other healing. It'll be like a way to what would you say? Find something you really love to do and do that every day. Find people you really love being around. And probably if everyone's a lot happier and healthier, then they'll be a lot nicer to be around anyway. Um, anyway, such a pleasure being with you, talking to you. Maybe next time this will be a little more like organized and coherent, or maybe it won't be. Maybe I'll just shoot from the hip. Maybe I'll just freestyle once again. Maybe whatever comes up is what's meant to be here in this space. Um, but I do want to hear about your utopias, what your vision for paradise, whatever you'd want to call it. Or maybe that's just a naive question. Maybe I'm totally missing the point. I'd like to hear about that. Like, why is that a dumb question? Um, but like, let's keep it nice. Let's keep it civil, constructive. Welcome to be critical, but let's keep it constructive. But yeah, I'd love to hear about your vision of your utopia, what your heaven looks like, what you want to work for in the future. And yeah, or if you just think that's like idea that's a bad question, or that's not the if you think that's not the right question, then I'd like to hear about that too. If you have some kind of other idea, maybe a better question, maybe why you know being alive is heaven and hell. And I've often last theory I'll leave you with. I get this sense, and this isn't even a theory as much as I've felt this, that the beauty of life is the pain and the suffering and the joy mixed together somehow. That's what the beauty of life is. So I don't know. Maybe this striving for some utopian heaven is misses the whole point. That it's about the suffering and the beauty, or excuse me, that it's about the suffering and the joy, and that they coexist, and the acceptance of when you can accept all of it, that's when the beauty, this deep, deep beauty, reveals itself. Anyway, I love you. I hope you I hope you have some peace in this next day, week, years, your life. I hope you have some joy. I hope you have some acceptance of the difficulties of life, which are inevitable. I hope you know, it's the last thing I'll leave you with. I hope you know that your existence is meaningful. Just you being here is meaningful. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to be anything in particular. Just you being here matters, and you're important. And you're loved. Maybe you're not, you're loved by, I'll tell you this. You may think there's no people that love you in the world, and that might even be true. But I will tell you this: there are trees that love you, there are mushrooms that love you, there is soil that loves you, and there is water that loves you. These things, there's sunshine that loves you. These things I have spoken I've spoken to a group of trees, and the only thing they communicated to me was, I love you. Of course they love us, because trees create oxygen. We breathe oxygen. Uh, I mean, me being half human and half mushroom, I definitely breathe oxygen. If I was full mushroom, man, I don't know. I have to look that up. If I was full mushroom, I'm not sure if I would breathe oxygen. Trees breathe carbon dioxide, make oxygen. Animals breathe oxygen, make carbon dioxide. But damn, I do not know what mushrooms uh, breathe. I breathe oxygen. But people that are just straight up mushrooms, I gotta look it up. I mean, look, just because I'm a mushroom doesn't mean I have all the, or just because I'm half mushroom doesn't mean I have all the answers about mushrooms. Do you know everything about being a human being? Do you know everything about neuroscience? And I mean, even if you're a doctor, there's only so much or a scientist. Um, so yeah, I don't know if mushrooms respirate. And I mean, there's more to get into. Mushrooms is just a fruit. I'm just a fruit. I'm a reproductive organ of mycelium. Mycelium lives underground. Long story. We'll get into it. Um, but I love you. Peace. Take care.